Well, I actually spent 8 years in the political world, and then I started to go work for the universities, and I do that now and do some teaching of entrepreneurship at the University of Michigan. But so I spent 8 years working for the GOP. Never really aligned with them. But then when I got out, you always, and I think obviously, I assume you feel this too, you feel this need to at least be an honest voice and to change things. But I don't know if we can change anything anymore. If it's beyond the point of salvation.
No reason to stop fighting.
I know. It's the lazy man's excuse to take the way.
Yeah,
I don't have to work.
I think, like you say, once you've taken that red pill, you just can't stop. I mean, I can't just retire. I can't just sit at the bar.
You hit the nail on the head. Once you've taken that pill, you can't. You know what it's like.
Yeah.
And you can't turn away from it. Because even if you do, you know what you're doing.
Yeah. It's a battle within yourself. It really doesn't make any difference what's happening outside. We know that the odds are always against us. I mean, nobody comes out of this life alive.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Yeah, no one wins that battle.
So it's not exactly well, it's more like what we do while we're alive that makes the life.
Who are you most interested in right now in the political scene, nationally? Any individual that you would recommend people watch?
Well, all the people I would like to see, probably the same ones you probably might and might not never have a chance.
Yeah.
But in actuality, I've gotten to the point now where I've given up on all of them because I want to go straight to the purest form of self-rule. In the sense that, and this is my philosophy, we needed politicians before because...
Yeah, to control the herd.
Yeah, and plus we were busy, we were on the farm, and
absolutely.
And so space and time is always the problem. Is space and time the problem anymore?
No.
Thank you.
No, it's not.
Now that we're already changing the way things operate with our comments online, signing petitions, forming coalitions, movements,
ease of access,
even having revolutions online, I'm saying, why don't we just keep moving? Why don't we get to the point where each one of us can write our own legislation, we can vet it in an open forum, and we can vote on it directly. So it's all open source, nothing's hidden. It's all out there. And we just,
No, I think that makes complete sense.
Yeah, I mean, we have the technology to do it now.
Who do you think, I mean, let's be realistic with what we got.
Yeah.
We got what we got in DC right now. It is what it is. Even if it changes, it's going to take a while to change, right? Who within the established system...
I think it's changing quickly right now.
I agree.
I mean, just look what happened in Alabama. Even with Trump's endorsement, and even with $30 million, the movement, what we say, won out.
Yeah, which is crazy. In terms of the idea that it actually happened.
Well, that's it. We're winning.
It's moving fast.
This is something wrong. But all the things which you planted seeds for all your life, and I've been planting seeds for all my life, is now happening. I mean, just think when Trump tried to get the other guy in.
I know.
But we put in the nationals.
Yeah, it's wild. It is wild.
So it's already happening. We're already seeing it. They get, with all their power, with all the media they have.
Who do you think is most empathetic to it? Who's most empathetic to that movement? Because I think about who can help it from an establishment scene.
Well, of course, the obvious name to me would be Rand Paul.
I know, I think that too. I had my Ron Paul signs back in the day in the yard and all that.
I mean, he's the one who, to me, is most knowledgeable about the Constitution and the one who,
and I think honest and genuine.
Yeah.
Authentic, right? Yeah.
I mean, he's got a lot of qualities that, of course, you would like to see in a leader,
Yeah, absolutely.
And he's not he's not bombastic. I mean,
no, he's not crazy.
Yeah.
This is a rational man who,
Yeah. So Rand Paul, to me, would be I thought in this, and I'm not the only one, I've got this idea from others, too. In this last election, there was only one or two people really going to win. It was going to be Rand Paul or Trump. Because we were at a revolutionary state. We have had it. We had it with the bullshit. And we knew that if they wanted either Bush or Clinton to get in, it would have been the same old crap. And we've been marching straight into that new world order.
Well, and that's what killed me about the Democrats. Like, they were so tone deaf to hear that
people were clamoring for a revolution even on the left, with going to Bernie, and they were so tone deaf to it that they completely ignored it. Because you look at that, and realistically, Bernie probably would have beat Trump in a national election, and they were just completely ignoring that fact. And it's mind-boggling to me how you can be so fucking deaf to
Well,
that.
it's happened in history before.
Yeah.
The hubris. When you're in control for so long,
Well,
you
but
just
hubris.
don't think you
You're
can't be
untouchable.
defeated. Well, you know, what was that one leader who had the guy walk behind him all the time? Fame is fleeting. Fame is fleeting. He had a guy that used to thump right on his chariot as he was going through the parades, reminding him all the time. Fame is fleeting. Glory is fleeting.
I love that. God, we
To
could use
remind them all,
that, right?
yeah. So, but these guys don't have anybody to remind them. They surround themselves with yes men
No, completely.
and corruption,
Completely.
and so they don't see themselves failing. So they just plow on. I mean, look at this stupid thing with the NFL. I mean, how do you pick on a bunch of bare belly Americans and tell them America's bad, and then try to think you're going to win, and then they double down on their stupidity, and it backfired on them. As I say, everything they're doing right now is backfiring.
Completely. Well, and it's like, to your point, it's the momentum. It's the yes man. It's the establishment just kind of like the structure that pushes it along, and that momentum just leads it right off the fucking cliff every goddamn time. Which, if the one thing that gives me hope, it's the idea that you can watch them driving to the cliff every time, and you can predict that happening. And at that point in time, you can kind of get how to lead it to the cliff.
And
You
look
know?
what how they're being exposing it, because they're exposing themselves. We don't have to. Again, I go back to the internet. The fact that we're not listening to these guys, we're not corralled into getting our opinions from a half dozen high-priced pundits. We're going on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and we're seeing it firsthand. So when we see like that idiot that gave the librarian that,
Joe was, yeah.
yeah, this is good. Melania Trump donated a bunch of Dr. Seuss books to libraries, school libraries. This Massachusetts librarian refuses the books, calls them racist. Of course, that within hours, this same librarian is shown in 2015 dressed in a Dr. Seuss outfit for the kids. So the hypocrisy was boom, electric and immediate. Then you had the student yesterday from University of California stole the mega hat off some student's hat, was walking in the counselor's office screaming, "Why aren't you doing something about this?" Like, So people can see this absolute insanity now. They go, I don't want to be part of that.